What is up, everyone? My name is Phil. The channel is Phil's Polls. And we are back with another card opening video. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. I told you guys during my Topps Series 1 video that would probably be my last, but I lied. We're doing another Topps Series 1 video for 2020 Topps Series 1. Now, I had a lot of requests to do retail stuff. A lot of people are curious, like when they walk into their Targets or Walmarts, if that stuff is worth buying. And my short answer is yes, it is. It's gotten a lot better in recent years. They've taken a focus to retail. And, you know, the packs and the little boxes are a little bit cheaper than your hobby stuff, but there are really good cards to be found in here. I feel like they don't weigh the good hits towards hobby anymore, if they ever did at all. I don't know that for a fact, but it was speculated that they did that. And also in this video, we're going to do a little Q&A because going through Topps Series 1 can be a little boring with the base. So instead of just filling the time talking about whatever I want to talk about or going and you know, listing off every single player that we find in the packs, we were going to do a little bit of a Q&A. So I asked on Twitter what you guys would like to ask me, and we will answer some of those questions here today. So leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy this concept, enjoy this video, and hopefully we will get something good out of this, and hopefully you guys will get some questions answered that you asked. So we've got one of the blaster boxes, a little hanger box, I don't know, 5, I think, regular packs and 2 jumbo packs. I tried to pick enough questions where I felt like I could answer them in a way that took up most of the time to break this, but I've never done one of these before, so if I get through the packs and there's still questions to go, I'll just continue to answer those. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video, and we will get into, what should we start with? Let's start with these regular packs first. And our first question comes from LambChop1015 on Twitter. And he asked, what do you think the industry community needs to do to continue its growth that it currently has at the moment? My answer would be, I don't think the community needs to do anything. I think it's up to the card companies themselves not to screw this up. A lot of people are back into cards. The card community is doing very well. The card industry is doing very well. And I think it's just up to, you know, the companies like Topps and Panini not to oversaturate and create another junk wax era. That's really my opinion on that. You know, the consumer obviously is wanting cards, and I think it's just a matter of not screwing it up. So we'll see how well they do that. Our next question comes from Great1the1 on Twitter, and he asks what my dream card was as a kid. And I can tell you it actually comes from a video that I did just recently, 89 Upper Deck, kind of a vintage or a throwback opening, and that was the 1989 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. I think it was one that everybody in my age group kind of wanted as a kid. I think it was the first, there's a Trevor Richards gold. I think it was the first like modern card to really ever hit like $100, which, you know, back then was insane. But yeah, it was definitely the 89 Griffey for sure. Our next one comes from Cage Lawyers on Twitter, and he asks, how are you planning to stay genuine / the thing that kept you a fan favorite, one of us collectors, while also getting preferential treatment from StockX and Topps, etc., the kind of treatment that none of us could ever get as just regular collectors? Tough to balance. And I agree, it is tough to balance. And my answer to that question would be that, you know, obviously as the channel grows in popularity, there are, you know, more and more people that are reaching out, you know, wanting to work with me and stuff like that. And it's flattering, and I'm certainly up to that idea, while at the same time maintaining kind of what I want to do on this channel, and that's being genuine and opening stuff for myself and not selling out, if you will. But I don't think, you know, making money doing something you enjoy is selling out, but certainly I don't want this channel to be ad driven necessarily either. So it is a balance, and anybody I have a conversation with about it, I state that fact very clearly, that I want to continue to make this channel about what it started as and not necessarily plugging something every chance I get. There's a nice Gavin Lux 35th anniversary rookie. While at the same time taking advantage of opportunities that do come my way, because I would be dumb to not do that. So moving on to our jumbo pack here. We'll get into that one next. And Nico Horner. Pretty nice. We'll get to the next question in a minute. I think the questions are running out before the cards, so we'll kind of get ahead of ourselves a little bit here. Here's a Jack Flaherty gold to 2020, as these are always numbered to whatever year tops it is. And I thought that might have been the super short print Trout, which is like a reverse thing, has him batting lefty, but it was just a lefty on the Angels. Next question comes from Jack 706422280. Very quick, easy username there. Do you pay attention to the overall value of the card market, similar to the stock market? Is there a point where the value of potential cards you pull exceeds the risk fund? There's a certain amount of sustainability from being able to sell the cards you pull and buy more. Yes, I do very much pay attention to the market of cards. I think that's actually one of the things I enjoy most about it, is seeing how cards move, how the popularity of sets kind of moves. As, for instance, Topps Series 1 is very hot right now because there's really nothing else going. But I think the question he was trying to ask is that, do you ever see, with things getting so expensive, the risk versus reward, I guess, is kind of the underlying question there. And there's a Bryce Harper foil. You know, I struggle with that all the time, and I think that people, when they look at me opening up a $26,000 case or anything like that, and then they see the return on investment from one of those is not great, that can obviously raise some eyebrows. And I certainly look at that as well, and it's not a secret that, you know, opening cards is not a profitable business. But at the same time, it is a lot of fun. So you at least hope that the return is decent. I mean, you're never going to open up cards and make money every single time. I mean, that's just, if that was the case, everybody would be doing it. We are on to our little hanger box here, which is just one super thick pack. But yeah, no, I think about that often, and I do track the market pretty regularly, and that's part of it that I enjoy. I like seeing how cards move up in value and whether it's worth selling then or waiting, or, you know, a guy could turn into a bust and then, you know, you sat on a card that you could have sold, you know, a couple months prior for a lot of money. But yeah, so that's kind of that. Next question comes from Max Weller D. Rich on Twitter. And he asks, at what point in your childhood, high school career did you realize that you had the chance to go pro? That's a question I've received a couple times, and it's really hard to answer because I feel like this sounds so cliche, but I kind of took it a day at a time. I really didn't, my goal playing high school baseball was really to, you know, maybe open up enough eyes that I could get a college scholarship. You know, to get a free education really was my main goal. And there's a blue Dale Murphy. Are those numbered? No. But yeah, I just kind of went into it with that goal. And actually, as a freshman, I sat on the bench. Didn't play hardly at all my freshman year of high school. My sophomore year, I grew to from about 5'4" to 6'1". That was just my freshman to sophomore year. And at that point, I was like, hey, you know, I should try pitching, because really my freshman year, I just played third base. There's a regular Trout, not the reverse. And yeah, so I started pitching, had some really good coaches in high school. And by my junior year, I was like, hey, maybe this is something I could turn into, maybe getting, you know, a full ride somewhere. And sure enough, I did. I signed to go to Santa Clara up in Northern California. And then by my senior year, you know, scouts were calling and coming to games, and at that point I think is when I really realized that this could be something. So it wasn't like early on, you know, where people are like, oh, this kid had it, you know, from a super young age. Like, you know, Bryce Harper, I think, had pro scouts looking at him when he was like 12 years old or something. For me, it came quite a bit later. We are on to our blaster box, which comes with one exclusive rookie card retrospective rookie logo medallion card inside, which I think is just a thick card with like a little rookie logo medallion, and it's whatever player that is rookie card. And we have Eddie Murray. So there's the Eddie Murray reprint rookie card, and it's obviously thick so it could embed that rookie logo medallion. So those are exclusive to these little blaster boxes, I believe. And our next question, now we'll get to these packs, is comes from Bleed Cub Blue 311 on Twitter. And sorry if I'm getting these names mixed up and like not really reading the questions word for word, because I'm having to read them off my phone right now is my game plan. But anyways, he asks, as a player, you had to hate signing thousands of cards for the card companies, right? I just see the amount that guys like Trout and them sign and think, Jesus, they're going to get carpal tunnel. Yeah, in a way it gets tiring. I mean, I sat down and signed, I can't even tell you how many cards for 2004 Bowman draft. But at the same time, I thought it was really cool because I was into cards as a young person. So I really thought it was neat. I can imagine guys that don't care about cards are obviously not going to enjoy it as much, but it can get tiring. And you know, obviously those guys that, there's a Boba, the guys that you know, get those big deals to sign cards every year might get a little sick of it, but you are, Kyle Schwarber, you are paid very well for doing that. So it takes the sting out of sitting there for hours and hours and you know, signing cards. Next is Isaiah A992 and a bunch of numbers on Twitter. If you could design a card product, what would it look like and what would you call it, regardless of sport? That's a tough one. I don't think I necessarily, like, I think Topps does a really nice job with their design. I don't think I would change much about that. I do like full borders. They've been getting away from it recently, from going like full border with some of these, and that's fine. I mean, I do like it, but it becomes harder to tell like what your centering is if you are into graded cards. Here's a Tatis. But you know, I think my biggest focus would be on the photos and not so much the card design itself. Like, you know, there's some cards that sell for so much more. There's a Andrew Miller goal to 2020. So much more just because of the photo. For instance, the 2018 Sapphire Acuna base card sells for like triple, maybe even more than triple, what the auto sells for, just because the auto is horizontal and it's of him diving. It's not a very good picture. So I think if I was to design a set, I would really focus on the photo of the player and worry less about the design of the card. Next up is from Jive United on Twitter, and he asks, if you fielded that ground ball in the 8th in Oakland that night, do you think you finished the no-hitter? So we got a true fan here that remembers that. That was in 2000, Gavin Lux rookie, 2010, I believe, towards the beginning of the year, and I had a no-hitter going in Oakland with, I believe there was like one out left in the 8th, or one out in the 8th, and Eric Chavez hit a ground ball back to me. It hit off my forearm area and dropped right down in front of me. I thought that it popped up in the air, so I was looking around for it, couldn't find it. By the time I did, he was safe, and that was that. But I don't know, it's hard to say. I do feel like if I maybe fielded that ground ball, I might have had a chance, but who knows. In my second start ever, I pulled my hamstring during a no-hitter and had to leave the game, and I like to tell myself that I would have finished it off, but there is no way of telling. So we're down to, we've got 3 packs left after this. Rhys Hoskins. So these come from Walmart, I believe, because you can only get the Rhys Hoskins, whatever these are called, through the Walmart exclusives. But so 2 packs left. We got a couple questions. Julian Routh from Twitter asks, what's your earliest card collecting memory? And I actually remember in 1992, my dad bought me a box of 92 Tops. And so I would have been 6 at the time. And I remember opening all the packs, going through all the cards, and all of my favorites, which I grew up a Red Sox fan, but all my favorite cards I took and wrote my name on the backs of them, thinking that that would ensure that no kids at school would steal my cards. And so that is my earliest collecting memory. But I was into cards from then until about 14, and then kind of dropped out from like high school into like 20. Picked it back up again, dropped it again, and now we're back, obviously doing all sorts of stuff. So, last question here comes from the Point Sports 1, asking, do you ever purchase retail or stick strictly with hobby releases? I made a decision, no retail in 2020, I overdid in 2019. I was curious how you felt about retail products. So obviously this video is opening retail. So I do open retail, and I think it's fun sometimes. Don't expect like major hits. Obviously, if you want like a guaranteed auto, go with a hobby box that guarantees it. But retail can be fun, and there's obviously some good cards to be had in here. There's a previous video where I opened a jumbo hobby box of Tops and got the Orton Alvarez black to 69, which is, you know, a huge card. But those cards are sprinkled throughout retail as well, so you just have to be patient and kind of know that you're not going to hit monsters with, you know, just a few packs like we did right here. Nothing great. But if you're just into opening cards and don't want to spend a ton of money, want, you know, a couple base rookies and, you know, maybe the chance at something big, retail is definitely an option. So that's going to do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the Q&A. Obviously, we didn't hit anything big in the Tops, but I kind of expected that, so I want to mix it up with a little question and answer segment. Leave a like, subscribe, as I always ask, and I will catch you guys on the next video. See ya.